Hello everyone and welcome back to City Skylines. In this episode I am finally stepping away from placing down houses and instead I'm going to build a tram depot. For now trams will be the only mode of public transportation until not the very end, but at least until I've got all the important buildings in place. You know, the important points of interest, so I can place the transportation more efficiently. So I'm using the vanilla tram depot. It kind of fits the style I'm working with right here. I haven't seen any custom tram depots on a Steam workshop. I don't know why, maybe it's not possible to make custom depots. But yeah, if you want to make a custom depot, I guess you could try to hide it inside another one, like I've been doing with the ferry stops. You could do that, I guess. But yeah, anyways, here I'm kind of fiddling around with the roads. It wasn't working exactly the way I wanted to. So what I'm doing here is I'm making a tram wash, and so it's actually functional. So when the trams return to the depot, they have to go through the wash first because of the one-way roads. And this is actually a pretty nice prop. It has these brushes that actually spin around, so it's pretty cool detail, as you can see right there. And I'm also adding some steam particle effects to add to the immersion. And yes, you'll see me here, I'm adding some decals. I'm adding oil decals. I was hoping there were some soap decals, but there weren't, so instead I'm using oil. It kinda looks convincing. And yeah, adding some drains over here. And now I'm creating these concrete expansion joints line thingies just to detail it up. The plain concrete just looks boring, so I'm adding extra detail. Unfortunately, editing the roads of this tram depot, it kind of bugs out the trams when they spawn. The parts just move everywhere for a second and then move back. I don't know why, but you just ignore it. And here I was changing the speed limits to make it look like the trains are going slower through the wash. You know, just some extra realistic details. Also, you may have noticed that I'm using a new LUT. I'm using the Clara LUT right now. It looks a bit more realistic in my opinion. So yeah, about my mod collection, I don't have one right now. If I had known about collections earlier, I would have made a custom one. But I don't, and right now I have like 5.5k assets. So if I had to make a collection, I would have to add them all manually. And since Steam can only have like 1,000 assets in one collection, I would require like 6 collections. So yeah, what I could do instead is make a collection, and for every episode that I upload, add all the assets that you see me use. I think that would be a good idea. By the way, over there I was making a repair station for the trams. I don't have any tram props, so I can't place any inside, unfortunately. But over here making some parking lots for the staff, I guess. Also, I'm using some ploppable asphalt to hide away the zebra crossings on the street. And then I'm adding some road wear to the street to away the seams and just making it look less plain and boring. Basically the secret to making it look nice, just add a lot of wear and decals. It really sucks for your FPS, I know, but I mean it's worth it, come on. This looks way better. But now I'm basically just detailing it up, so I'm gonna leave you with some music and I'll be back in a few minutes. So the depot itself is basically done right now. I'll come back at a little more details later. But now I am going to the other side of the town. And I'm making a public transportation hub. Mainly with trams. As like I said, for now they're the main mode of transportation. But there'll also be spaces for buses. Taxis, and there will be a metro station. So I'm adding double tracks for the trams, so there's extra space for stops, and also adding a little roundabout thingy so the trams can turn around. This design is kinda based off a tram stop in Munich, in Germany. I don't know, I just have an obsession with browsing around on Google Maps right now. Similar with the Steam Workshop. Two unhealthy obsessions that I have thanks to this game. But yeah, I know, I just love getting inspiration from realistic areas. I mean real areas. I suppose real life does look quite realistic. But yeah, here I am adding the tram stop shelter prop thingy. It's pretty cool asset pack. There's some cool props for tram stop. If I remember, I will add them to a collection, so you guys can download them if you want to use them. So yeah, there are also these platforms which I'm adding for the people to stand on. There's also an invisible path for pedestrians, which I added a few seconds ago. And here I'm adding some glass, which they have to be a separate prop because of the shader. By the way, fun fact, if you didn't know this already, the glass, they weren't initially in the game. They were discovered by Ronex. I'm sure you probably know this, but they are actually supposed to be shaders for helicopter rotors, which is quite interesting. But yeah, you're adding some tiles for blind people. Not quite sure how they work, but it looks quite cool. There are also invisible paths underneath those ones, so people do actually cross them. So yeah, I'm just again detailing it up, not a lot to talk about. In a second you'll see me at the metro station. I'm using some custom entrances, which are pretty cool. So you can just connect them up wherever you like, so you're not bound to, the default entrance, and you can add as many as you want, which is a really cool detail. They work a little funky. Maybe I should read the description better, but I figured it out with looking at the pictures. I hate reading, I know. So again, not a lot to talk about. I'm just gonna leave you with some music. So enjoy the time lapse, leave a like if you did enjoy it, and subscribe if you want to see more. And then I'll see you in the next episode. So bye bye.